All right, good morning, everyone. So we got a few updates here, both computer-wise and NeoFlight-wise. So the first one is that we got a new mic, and I'm going to be testing it out on this video here. So we're on episode number 40 on day number 39 in our NeoFly career. We're going to be departing from Portland, Maine, and we're going to Quebec in Canada in Victoriaville. So a few updates on the NeoFly stuff. Our AI pilots, one, we moved Hurricane and our pilot Hurricane and our flight attendant Amina to the TBM 930 that we were flying. We own that plane, so we don't have to pay any rental fees on that, and she is getting acclimated to that. So it's at the top of her tier. She is Class C certified, and that plane is a Class C, and so it's at the top of her level. So hopefully she'll settle in on that and fly accordingly. And then Snoop is still flying the Cessna CJ4 that we're renting, with Gucci as her co-pilot and Cleo as her flight attendant. And then for us, since we're not in the TBM 930 anymore, like last episode number 39, we rented a Cessna CJ4 for ourselves. That's a Class E plane. That's at the top of our certification. We are certified in A, C, and E. We skipped over B. And we are currently flying in the northeast part of the US. So, financial update on NeoFly: we got $6 million in cash. Our net worth is $10.1 million, and our fixed assets are $3.2. For our tour adventures, we completed the 6th leg of 8 for our Hawaiian Bushtalk tour adventure, and so still be on the lookout for number 7. So that's our NeoFly update. We're gonna get our second flight in here with the Cessna Citation CJ4. We're currently in the orbit version, and we're departing from Portland going to Victoriaville, so Canada. So we're gonna get this thing on the ground, test out the mic, and sort of get comfortable with the CJ4 ourselves. So let's go ahead and get this thing going here.
Good morning, my favorite transporter. Passengers will board as soon as you request it.
Alright, it's a passenger flight.
The passengers are ready to board. I hope you have plenty of room. It looks like they have gone crazy at the duty-free shop.
Here, we're gonna go ahead and check our sound. It looks like I am just under the yellow mark for talking, and our desktop audio is not peaking out, so that's good.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready for west departure at runway 29er.
Alright, we got clear for takeoff. We're gonna go ahead and put some nice weather on here.
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on board. Let's go.
I'm gonna lower the desktop just a little bit. And we're going to adjust our time here to the day. So we're just going to do a few clouds during the day, get a nice quiet thingamajig going. We got ATC up, we got weather's good, we can get that out of there, and we can go here. So our next stop for our departure preparation is we are going to bring up our maps here. We're going to adjust our heading and bring it up to our flight plan or thereabouts. We're setting this to 15,000 feet. So we're going to go up and above the cloud levels on this flight. It is set for 168 nautical miles. We got our parking brake on, and we're going to adjust our view, and we're going to bust out of here, I think. Flaps we need to deploy or undeploy to 0 degrees. So I think we are all set to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, guys, I do appreciate you tuning in. We're going to try to get a good flight here. So I think I like this. I don't like being that far up to the windshield. So we're going to release our parking brake here, and we are full throttle. So we should be good to go. Alright, we got liftoff.
Have a great flight. It's a beautiful time to fly.
So we're going to turn on autopilot, navigation,
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, continue for west departure.
NFLC.
Cessna
And
X-ray Golf Sierra, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
we're going to reduce that down. Talk to
Tower, Cessna Alpha
ATC.
Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
Tune to Portland.
Portland approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna C25C 2 miles south of Mike Echo 26 1,300 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra, Portland approach. Squawk 6437.
Squawk 6437 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 1 miles west of Mike Echo, 261,800 feet. Clear through the Charlie airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, we're going to lift the landing gear. We are doing a positive climb here. We're going to check our NeoFly. We're going to check on our passengers here. We only have one passenger today, so we are going to get her a beverage. So our flight attendant Camille will go ahead and do that. And we are passing 6,200 feet. All right, we're going to focus on
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, you're leaving my airspace radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Boston Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna C25C 5 miles south of 24 Mike Echo 8,400 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra, Boston Center. Squawk 0312.
Squawk 0312 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 3 miles south of 24 Mike Echo 10,200 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, so we're passing, we're getting ready to pass 12,000 feet. And our cruise speed, or our cruise throttle, should be about 40% based off of our first flight. We're currently at 77, which is a nice climb. Alright, we're going to be leveling out here.
Sierra, contact Boston Center on 128.2. Good day.
So we're going to reduce our throttle down to 43%, acknowledge
Going to
handoff.
128.2 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Boston Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 15,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Boston Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact continue.
Alright, so we are good to go here. Looks like we're cruising just above the white arc. So we can increase our throttle a little more. So nice high elevation here. Way above the clouds. We're going to test a little more speed. Alright, so I'm going to look at where that red zone is. We're at 260. Alright, there is the red zone at about 300, so we don't want to hit that. So we're going to go ahead and pull our throttle back a little bit. And now that's dropping. So we're good. We're cruising at around, I think that might drop down to like 270. .269. Camille finished her drink distribution. And we're flying along this lake down here, which is Long Lake. So we are cruising pretty good here. So 168 nautical mile trip should take about a half hour. We're going to go a little longer because I think we're going to be a little more gentle with our descent, as we're still getting acclimated to the CJ4 here. So not too bad, I don't think. Alright, so let's see. The volume here, maybe the sensitivity we can adjust. Is that. Alright, so we're going to click on that, click on our flight plan. Alright, so we're going to be, let's take a look at the airport here. we're going to be landing in runway number 6. It's a single runway airport, so it's a small airport, but it's just under 5,500 feet, so it's a shorter runway than our first flight. If we bring over our nav maps here, so it's an asphalt runway, sits at about 5,500 feet, and we got some general aviation parking over here by that Victoriaville airport. Alright, so it doesn't look too bad. It sits at 478 feet above sea level. We're currently cruising at 15,000 feet, and we're going there. So we're going to go ahead and check the exterior view of the plane, see if anybody else is flying at this god early morning hour. Got some nice mountains coming up. Alright, let's try some elevation stuff here. Let's say we want to reduce our altitude to 10,000 feet. We're going to want to go into FLC mode in order to do that. But we also want to reduce our speed. So we're going to hit FLC. We're going to drop our speed down so that we can start a nice little slow descent. So it's all about just controlling your pitch and your speed and your throttle. And we can probably even increase our vertical speed limit.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, contact Portland approach on 125.5. Good day.
125.5 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Portland approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 13,800 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Portland approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Boston Center on 124.25. Good day.
124.25 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Boston Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 13,100 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Boston Center altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, contact Portland
Alright, they're
approach
just
on
switching us back and
125.5.
forth, so we're going to go in the dark on ATC until we get closer to the airport.
125.5 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye.
Alright, so we're now in the dark on ATC. We're approaching 12,000 feet with a vertical speed limit, or vertical speed of about 1,200. That's going to reduce as we hit our limit. We're not scaring our passenger. That's good. And as we approach our target of 10,000 feet, we will adjust our throttle accordingly to make sure that we stay within range. We got a nice sun glare there on there. It's not helping, but it's alright. It's gonna happen. It's a nice view from the cockpit here. We're at 11,000. That's our notification that we are 1,000 feet from our target. So once we level out at 10,000, I'm going to keep an eye on our speedometer here and see how much we drop. So we're at 10,300. And then it looks like ground level is about 2,200 feet. That's for the peak. No, the peak. Yeah, the peak is about 2,300 feet. So we are leveling out here at 10,000 feet. Our speed should be dropping just a little bit, not too much. Alright, the white arc is 200 knots. So it seems to be that we can increase our throttle a little bit here. Now the speed should be going up. I'm really just kind of getting a feel for the plane and how much throttle we need for different types of procedures. So that was like a descent of 5,000 feet. So we reduced our throttle, increased our vertical speed limit to descend down 5,000 feet from 15 down to 10. And then once we leveled out, we can increase our throttle back up. Until we get to there. So let's go ahead and practice another one. We'll drop down to, let's say 4,000. Well, yeah, we'll go down to 4,500 feet. But first, we're going to adjust our altimeter. We'll just make it 5,000 right there. That seems good. It's low, but not too low. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go into FLC mode. That sets our vertical speed limit. Then we're going to reduce this down to about 44%. We got two throttles here, one controlling each engine. And we start our descent. Our vertical speed will start dropping. Probably going to head through some clouds on this one. Alright, let's see what river we're coming up to. I gotta get acclimated to It's not a river, it's a lake. It's Lake Francis. Alright, we're crossing over 8,400 feet and descending. So I'm doing a few things here. I'm trying to talk directly into the mic so that it is not, my voice is not projecting away from the mic, but mic is a little off center to the computer, so sometimes I'm looking at the screen. And this lake up here is the First Connecticut Lake. So we got Lake Francis and First Connecticut Lake. Alright, altitude 7,600. We are 73 nautical miles away from the airport, but we are at a hefty cruise speed here. We're approaching the red part there, so we are going to reduce our throttle even more. And adjust our vertical speed limit. So we don't want to hit that red area. We are testing it. I'm going to make a note there. That red is about 260. The white arc was 200, I believe.
Altitude.
Alright, we'll find that out when we level out at 5,000 feet. Alright, so we are now leveling out. Our speed is going to be dropping. What time are we at in the video? 29-minute mark. So yeah, the top of the white arc is 200 on this plane. I don't know what the stall speed is, so maybe we'll find that. We're going to be flying through this cloud. See if we hit a little bit of turbulence through it. It doesn't seem that thick of a cloud. That wasn't bad at all. Alright, so top of our approach, we should be at 1,500 feet. Got a nice 200-mile or 210 knots speed, so we're going pretty slow at the moment, We're just being very ginger with the flight here, as we're only logging our second flight with our NEOFLY Career with the CJ4, and we paid a pretty hefty price for a deposit, so we do not want to lose that. Let's go ahead and check on our passenger here. She's sitting at 100%, so she is super happy. Or no, that's a male. Male, 62 years old, Kobe. He's going to be partying it up in Canada. Alright, we're still dropping. It does take a long distance to level out on our speed in this plane as compared to the CJ4. But the other aspect that this plane has is it has speed brakes. So I wonder if we can do that in the air. Yeah, we don't have a control panel up here like we used to. Our lights are located down here, so we got our strobe lights are on, navigation lights are on, beacon lights are on, landing lights are already on, logo light is on, and this is our taxi. This is for the cabin, so we got seat belts and passenger safety notifications, notification lights that go on right above their seating. And then we got a nice. Alright, so we are cruising along here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to check the flight plan. We're at the top of our descent mark, but we've already descended down to 4,500 feet. And I think at this point, the peak of the ground level sits at 1,700 feet. So we're going to drop down to, we'll say, 3,000 feet. We're sitting at the white arc. We're going to go ahead and introduce some flaps. Here, we're going to do this. We'll notify Kobe there to buckle their seatbelt. And do passenger safety. We're going to introduce 15 degrees of flap. That's going to reduce our airspeed. So we're still in there. I still don't know where the red or the stall speed is, but we're sitting at 187. We're going to deploy our landing gear. Alright, landing gear, all three check. That reduced our speed even more, so we're going to introduce a little more. Alright, 168, so we're good. So now we are going to drop down to we'll say 3,000 feet.
Altitude.
And we're going to increase our vertical speed limit to do so. Not going to touch the throttle there. And I am going to do the same thing that I did on the first flight. I'm going to take it off of our planned route, and we're going to adjust our flight plan a little bit to line up to the runway manually without the flight plan. So I already got that laid out on our navigation map. Could probably go ahead and do that now and just do a slower, steady one. So we're going to adjust our heading. We're going to take it off of nav mode and put it onto heading selection. And we're going to make a nice little left-hand turn here. That's set for 333 degrees. Should be fine. I think we can actually move it up a little bit. So now we're going to be departing from our originated flight plan, and we're dropping down to 3,000 feet. It seems like we kind of stalled out a little bit. Our vertical speed limit is only 200 and dropping. So we're going to go ahead and increase our vertical speed limit, and that'll increase our vertical drop. And if the top of our white arc is 200,
Altitude.
we should be good there. And then our speed's going to increase once we hit that 3,000 feet. So we're going to want to reduce our throttle because we have our flaps and our landing gear deployed. So we currently sit at 64%, 63 on the right. All right, 3,200 feet. Let's go ahead and watch our speed here and see the reaction and see what we need to do. If anything. So we're at 3,000. Our airport is going to sit up here towards the right, just off center. So our speed is good, so I don't think we need to touch the throttles. They are 64, 63. We'll just make them a little more equal. We're going in a nice direction here at 338 for the heading. The heading to the airport, once we get closer, is 64 degrees. Going to be a pretty good right-hand turn. It's going to be about, say, a 110-degree turn. Where are we at here? All right, so we're sitting here 25 nautical miles to go to the airport as we land here in Canada. We're going to get a good look at the what are we doing here? So we're landing in Victoriaville. Canada, just on the north side. Apparently there's a hotel out there. It's pretty fancy. Check on our passenger here. She's down to that. We're gonna get her happiness up there. Checking on our pilot, we still sit at 100% reputation, so we want to maintain that. I'm gonna check on our pilots here. It looks like Snoop landed successfully, and she earned us almost $48,000 less expenses of about 3,300. So yeah, we made probably about 44,000, maybe $43,000 profit on that. We're gonna get her up in the air after we land here, and Hurricane looks like she is going to be landing in about 15 minutes over in just on the border, I think she's still going to be in Louisiana, but she's on the border of Texas. Alright, so back to our flight plan here. We're going good. I'm feeling pretty comfortable so far. We'll see how the landing goes. The landing compared to yesterday on this is about 2,000 feet less in length on the runway, so we got to hit it a little closer, because I do believe yesterday we went all the way to the end. So we will see. Alright, so 1,500 feet there. This is... So we're going to do that. We're going to drop our elevation here to 1,500 feet, since it takes a little while to get there. Adjust our vertical speed limit to the top of the white arc, 200.
Altitude.
Crossing over 2,400 feet. .22. CSR3.
Montreal Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 1,900 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Montreal Center altimeter 29.9 radar contact continue.
Alright, we're looking for CSR3. Don't see it there. Let's go back. Am I missing it? Oh, I saw it. Let's go back again. So we're going to select runway number 6, and we're going to announce a full stop landing. Call position.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tree Traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 12 miles southwest 1,500 feet inbound to land runway 06.
We're going to be making our right-hand turn now. So our heading is going to go to 64 degrees. Boom, nailed it. That was quick. And then once we line up to the runway, we'll announce final. We're going to be a little bit to the right of the runway. So we're going to adjust that accordingly. See if we can get runway in sight. We are going a little fast, so we are going to reduce our speed down a whole bunch. We're going to hit air brakes. We're going to go down to about 30-something%. So let's go to 40. 42. See if we can get runway in sight. Not just yet. I'm going to adjust our heading here. So we got 5 nautical miles to the airport. Airport probably sits right on the center of our windshield here, but we are going to, at this point, we're just going to turn autopilot off, and we're going to take manual control here. So speed is good. I just hit the microphone, I'm sorry. We are looking for the runway, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, it's over here. Alright, we got the runway in sight. Speed's looking good. We are lined up to the runway. Elevation looks good. Cut the throttle a bunch. Throttle is pretty much off. We're basically just coasting in right now at this point. And we're going to pull up. Make a nice little touchdown here.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing.
Alright,
Go to the parking and put your parking brake on.
Decent
I'll be
landing.
in touch.
We'll take it.
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Get a nice look at this little airport. Not the biggest airport in the world. Trying to go down to the end and take that next one. Trying to get this stuff centered. little turn there. Alright, so we're just gonna coast down here. Our guy is sitting there right next to the fuel tank. This way. Alright, we're just gonna stop here for now. Not the greatest parking job, but that'll work. We made it on the ground, which was awesome. So we're gonna remove our yoke here, and we are going to alright, I'm just checking our NeoFly real quick. And we're going to cut our engines. So we're going to stop the right engine.
Transporter, disembarking of passengers can begin.
Stop the left engine. We got cut off. I think that's a cool thumbnail for our next one. And once NeoFly does that thing, oh, I guess we can do this. I want to see what
Transporter
that
from
landing
dispatch.
was.
Everyone is on the bus. Check that they haven't forgotten anything. Have a nice day.
So definitely a lot better landing the second time around. We're going